Hello, hello, and welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
Today we're talking about Yamazaki and their 18-year expression.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
Ooh, another special Japanese whiskey, the Yamazaki 18-year. This beautiful black label. It's a sexy one. It's extremely rare, hard to find. Also, our buddy Richie Z. Thank you for sending us a sample of this. And we have this beautiful bottle also is being saved for a very cool special occasion that, like, so we at further date. But cool thing at Yamazaki is we have covered most of the history of them, but the distillery itself is in Kyoto, which is about the foot of Mount Tenno, where three rivers join. It's surrounded by mountains on all four sides. So the same thing, kind of going for the whole Scotland thing when they had built this distillery. They use one stainless steel fermenter, one wooden one, which is kind of an interesting combo to get the whiskey. They still use direct fire stills, which is very cool. And then in this one is 43%. They use a combination of hogshead, puncheon, cherry barrels, and mizunara. So it gets a lot of different barrels they're using, but it's all just single malt here and put together for at least 18 years old. So it's a very cool combination that they're doing. And like I said, the rest of the history we can locate at the end for all these Suntory products.
It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
really
nice and dark. I mean, that sucker is dark.
for a malt.
I mean, the glass is slightly tinted, but it's still really dark.
Yeah, it's dark in the glass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is like almost bourbon dark.
Yeah, it's good. Some really good color on it.
And as far as we know, Yamazaki is on the up and up, and they are actually producing true Japanese whiskey.
Yes, they're the only, them and Nika are the only two that I'm aware of that are making it. There are some other very small distilleries, but I do not believe any of them are currently available. Yes, I know there's some that are sourcing Japanese and are really Japanese, but then they could blend other stuff in, and they say they're not, but we really don't know.
Well, and they can do pretty much whatever they want over there. So
Exactly. So for
not
sure,
like they have any rules they have to follow.
would be this and Nika. So
Another fruit bomb.
Another fruit bomb, yeah. I was thinking
this
the
one's a
same
lot
thing.
darker.
I
It
wonder,
is. These are deeper, darker, richer fruits. So these are more like, this is like raspberry, plum, dates, to whereas we just got off tasting the Nika, which was a lot brighter and lighter.
Yeah, so this has got a lot of, like you said, there's plums and raisins. A lot more sherry, you can definitely tell in this.
cherry berry bomb.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's also more earthy and vegetal.
Which I'm
Yeah.
also going to associate with that sherry.
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
grass note to it.
Mhm.
I get raspberries and strawberries and maybe even a slight blackberry in there.
Yeah, I could say that. It's also got like a eucalyptus with some dark chocolate and some caramel and like saltwater taffy.
I can get behind a
Mm.
slight minty to it, almost like a mix.
Oh. You know what? Now we're getting like this weird meaty, almost like a meatiness to it.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it's slightly,
Nice little umami tone.
slightly
Yeah.
salty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a salted meat, almost like bacon. Oh, really? Especially like if you smell at the top of the glass, that's where I'm getting that at. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Smells awesome. All right.
I get a slight meatiness on the actual palate right up front. And it's not a peaty meaty at all.
Mm-mm.
It's not a peat. It's salty and just
Umami.
yeah.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time.
And as it flows through, you hit the berries, the richness of the berries, and the mouthfeel on this it's not as viscous
Or
to
coating.
me or coating to
As
me.
I was expecting for 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot of like the dark fruits. It's got still that little bit of that sherry funk, but also
The
got like
finish
almonds
isn't
and
as long either.
No, the finish kind of dies off. It's also got like this slightly wet, like green peppers to it with like some cooked spinach. But then it's also got like a little like dark chocolate with some whipped cream and sprinkles on it. It's like a meaty dessert. It's very unique.
Yeah. I enjoy the heck out of this.
I enjoyed a lot. I just expected a little bit more.
I'm missing that finish.
I'm missing the finish and I'm missing the the mouth feel on it. I kind of was expecting a little bit more of the coating to go on. The journey across the palate is great. The flavors that come out are great, but it's just missing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really reminds me of like an unpeated Ardbeg. I don't know why.
The meatiness,
it really does.
The meatiness, the saltiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably see that since, I've had to drink that crap before.
Lovely, lovely whiskey.
I'll be right back.
I just put a drop in. I think he's going to go grab an Ardbeg.
Yep. I was like, after I said that, I was like, we got to test it now. We got to find out if this is true. It's
Have
very.
Fun with that. Have fun with that.
I figured you didn't care, so. While he tells us about the water, I'm going to test this theory out.
Oh.
Water does what?
Water does wonders. There's my finish. Water separates oils and creates much more of a dynamic flavor across your palate. And the finish just unlocked for me.
It did. The finish is there, but it's still not as long as I would like for it to be. It does add a little bit more of a viscous mouthfeel to
a little bit more of a coating.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The age comes out a little bit further, I think, with the drop of water.
I lack some of the berry though.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of that note got dialed down for you.
Yeah. What you got over there, Matt?
No, I'm gonna stand by that. That's pretty accurate. It's like an unpeated Ardbeg. On the nose, it actually smells more meaty on the Yamazaki 18, but once you, of course, go in for the taste, that peat, of course, knocks it out. But yeah, it's definitely the same meaty notes on the palate. That is really interesting. Cool. Now we know.
They got those umami tones somehow without that peat.
I don't know if I've ever had that in any other whiskey. That's really unique.
There you go.
I like it.
Now you know.
Delicious.
And knowing is half the battle.
That's right.
Go, Joe.
Yes, and then we will compare this. The next video between face-off between the 18-year-old Yamazaki and the 17-year-old Nika.
I already know which one I'm gonna like better. You'll have to watch to find out.
Matt, we didn't talk price point on this one. I know availability is ridiculous right now on older Japanese whiskeys.
Yeah, I got this at least 2 or 3 years ago. It is, I think at the time it was around 300. Now you're looking at close to $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Good luck finding one. Same thing. I think maybe MSRP is up to like 600 or 700. But yeah, if you find on the shelf, it's going to probably cost you $1,000.
I was going to say the
last
bottle that I remember the restaurant ordering was, I think, 500.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. So
and that was back in February. Before February.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But yeah, but if you can find for a reasonable price or trade somebody something for it, my suggestion would be trade good bourbon for some really great Japanese. That's my suggestion.
Yeah.
Yep.
But because I think otherwise, I think you're gonna have a really hard time getting this bottle for another 18 years.
Right.
Yeah.
They're putting down casks like seriously now, but yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Sure.
All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Until next time,
Keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.